everyone thinks their house is better than it is, right?
Absolutely. Well, I think a lot of people have emotional attachments to it. Unless you're an investor or something and you really have no emotional attachment to it, like I think my house is great. What we did 2 weeks ago is no longer valid anymore. And then the 2 weeks before that is...
We, like this generation, I think it's happening later and later because of the student loans, because it takes longer to find a career path and whatever it is you're trying to do.
Don't price your house $200,000 more than where it should be.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
It's
1
pretty
plus
simple.
1 needs to equal 2.
Yes, exactly. Like math is math. It is what it is.
Math is math.
What we've learned over time is not to take the overpriced listing, and that's just that.
Welcome to the Homeowner Hookup.
The show where we break down everything you need to know about real estate.
Straightforward, practical, and always up to date.
We're your hosts, Megan Huey.
And Sydney Ragusa.
Let's dive in. Hey, Sid.
Hi, Meg.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. How are you?
Great.
I love that.
Yeah.
So today, what are we talking about?
We are talking about sellers' expectations in the local market.
Oh my goodness. Something we definitely need to touch on.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you remember that one seller that we had? Let's call him Larry. And he heavily over improved his house, bought his house at the peak of the market, decided to put like new floors in, like top of the line floors, did an outdoor kitchen, did a hot tub and a pool, did the screened enclosure, did like all of these things, and then turned around a year later and asked us to list the house again, but for like $200,000 more than what he bought it for. But the market went down.
Oh, I do.
Oh my gosh. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like it's great that you improve your house. It does matter what you do to improve your home a lot in both ways, negative and positive.
Yes, absolutely.
Because there's a difference in like your even appraised value and your comp value versus your market value.
Yeah, I agree. It's what's...
Are you having trouble? Sorry, Megan is short circuiting.
Yeah, because it doesn't really matter what you think it's worth. It matters what the market demands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to go off of that, I was just in an appraisal class yesterday. And so there's, for everyone out there, there's new forms that we have to fill out, of course, like every other month. I feel like something changes.
Absolutely. What we did 2 weeks ago is no longer valid anymore. And then the 2 weeks before that is no longer valid. So it's great. It's good, clean fun.
It's like an ever-changing career, basically.
Which is a good thing, but
always keeps us on our toes.
Makes us be educated.
Yeah. So I was in this appraisal class, and the person who was teaching the class, she was like, I just did an appraisal in Cross Creek. That's where I live. And it's a newer community, and it has high CDD fees, lots of fun amenities, but like, it's a hard sale. Let's get real, especially with a lot of new construction all around. So like resales are pretty tough. So yeah, basically she was like, I was trying to do an appraisal on a house with a pool, and there's only been like 2 houses with pools in the past year that have sold. And for those also that don't know, like in an appraisal, you can only use comps within 1 year. To use as a for sale, which we all know in 1 year, everything can change, right?
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
3 months, a lot of things can change. In 1 month, everything can change with the market.
Yeah.
But as far as price point and comps, that's all they can use is back 1 year. And she was like, yeah, so like don't put a pool in if you live in Cross Creek right now. And I was like,
Megan just put like a very nice pool in her house. Like,
yes.
I feel like I'm in Miami when I go to her backyard. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, Fontainebleau. Like,
shout out to Martin Pools. Actually, that's my water right now, my water bottle that I'm using, or my little Stanley cup. So, yeah. And then Lori, she's someone who's in our office.
Lori's hysterical.
She was like, you're going to live there forever. And I was like, yep, yes, I am. But that's one of those things we knew we were over improving. Well, I knew. Cody did not. He's like, in denial. He thinks we would get so much more for our house. And I'm like, no, babe.
You know, just
Not how
leaving
it
men in the
works.
dark sometimes to get what we want. It just,
Yeah.
it's sometimes, it works out for us in the best.
Yeah.
You got your pool. And
Got
I
the
love that for
pool.
you. I love that for me too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, exactly.
My children love it as well.
Yep. As all the neighborhood kids do too. It's so fun. But that's one example of over improving in that neighborhood. You never want to be the house with like the most improvements because at the end of the day, you're not bringing everyone else up. They're bringing you down.
Right. Yeah.
So like, let's give an example. Not saying that that's my house per se, but it's like we wouldn't get you never get dollar for dollar, right?
No,
And
yeah, you have to look at your ROI, which is your return on investment.
yeah. So that's one of those things I learned. One of the first things in real estate was like, you never want to be the listing that's like the best in the neighborhood.
Yeah. I was actually talking to a friend about this yesterday. So there's a neighborhood up in St. John's, like in Fruit Cove area in St. John's County. It's like northwest St. John's County. And it is an awesome neighborhood, like the big lots, like estate size lots and these really cool homes. Most of them were built from the 80s and 90s, like brick homes, like just really like if you like land, you don't like an HOA, but you like a sense of community, this is like a really, really great neighborhood to live in. And a couple of friends and actually some family members of mine live in this neighborhood. And we were talking about, a friend of mine was talking about her neighbor that's going to be listing soon. And she was like, there's like 4 houses in my neighborhood that are sitting. This is a neighborhood that does not sit ever. And she was like, it's all the same listing agent, And she was like, but I don't understand, like, we're in a down market right now. And I said, we're in like a slower market right now. Like listings are sitting longer than what we're used to. You know, we're kind of coming off of, you know, listing and then being under contract within 30 minutes. So, I mean,
But we're not really even. We're so far past it. Just people have like stunted memory. Like they think it's 2022 again or 2021.
yeah, COVID house buying is
It was
not the norm.
It was a long time ago, guys.
Yeah, 5 years ago. So, but like everyone's still stuck on that. And so she's like, wow, there's like 4 houses sitting in the neighborhood and And I'm like, yeah, that's wild. And she's like, I wonder why. And I was like, I've actually looked at the houses. And she's like, well, why are they sitting? And I was like, well, they have the same kitchen from when they were built in the 80s and 90s. They have like the same like oak trim everywhere. It's wallpaper everywhere. I was like, these houses need to be fully renovated, and they're listing them as if they're already renovated. I was like, so the price to the improvements doesn't make sense. So it can also go like the other way, like you're under improving, but you're overpricing and like you haven't done anything. So you can't price it the way that the improved homes have.
Right.
And so like, but those improved homes, they're going to contract in a day. Like,
Right.
you know, they're comparing it to one, there's really like 2 comps in there that have sold within the last 60 days that were completely renovated, new kitchen, new floors, like updated bathrooms, and they were listed high, like, or higher than the other comps were, and they went under contract immediately. But it's because they did the improvements that needed to be done.
Right. So in that case, it's not comparing like apples to apples.
Yeah, you're really comparing apples to oranges. You know, you're taking like, you can't take a bite of an orange with a rind.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess you can. It's just gonna be kind of bitter. Like,
It's going to be gross.
Yeah, it's gonna be gross. You want a bitter transaction? Like,
it's just not the same. It's not the same.
it's not
And
the
people
same.
just kind of, you know, sellers tend to, everyone thinks their house is better than it is, right?
Absolutely. Well, I think a lot of people have emotional attachments to it. So,
Yeah.
like, unless you're an investor or something and you really have no emotional attachment to it, like, I think my house is great. I brought my daughter home to that home. Like, I have built this life in this house, right? And so I think my house is great.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to think my house is better than other people's houses because it's my home and I've built it.
Right.
So I can understand where people are coming from, but you also have to look at the facts.
Yeah.
And don't price your house $200,000 more than where it should be.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
It's
1
pretty
plus
simple.
1 needs to equal 2.
Yes, exactly. Like math is math. It is what it is.
Math is math.
And I think a lot of people are seeing right now that when they bought a few years ago, like your values are not going up. Like the value of my house is not going up yet.
Yeah, I know. My evaluation on my house has really been stagnant since 2023. And Megan and I recently were in a class and we were just going over all the statistics in Jacksonville, Metro, which is St. John's, Duval, Clay, Putnam. I think maybe Flagler was in on it, and Nassau. I don't know if Flagler was in it or not, but it was really like just our Northeast Florida area, right? And so we got to see the stats from 2021 all the way to 2025. And 2021, the number of home sales was astronomical. It was like insane. And then it went down a little bit in 2022. It wasn't quite where 2021 went down a little bit in 2022. But then
it kind of went down a pretty decent amount. But
it did.
It was like almost.
And then in 2023, it like went down to like a quarter of what it was in 2021. But since 2023, we've been consistent, like damn near on the money for 2023, 2024, and 2025 within like closed sales.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the market, I mean, it is what it is. But I think, when you always remember something like the best times. And so that's what people are thinking about, right? Yeah. That's what it comes to mind when they think of real estate, because they're like, wow, Florida had this boom right after COVID or right during COVID. Life was good. We were selling our house and making so much money. And, Jim down the street made, $400,000 and just doing nothing and over asking price and this and the other. It's a different time now. Yeah. It's not a bad time. It's just different.
Yeah. Like this is not related to real estate. I was talking to a friend of mine about Disney and like how it's so different being a parent going to Disney versus being an adult and just going to Disney on your day off, which I could never imagine. Like maybe if I'm going to go run 5K or something or go drink around the world. But like even then, I'm going to take my kids to Disney, right? Like going to Disney prior to kids, I didn't understand. And then going to Disney after kids, I was like, oh, I fully understand. But I went to Disney in COVID. And really right after it had like opened back up.
It will never be the same.
It was a 20% capacity.
Yeah.
People had to stay 6 feet away from me. It was bliss. Nothing will ever compare to COVID Disney. Disney World, not Disneyland. Nothing will ever compare to COVID Disney World. Like you had to wear masks everywhere inside. And that was fine. But I didn't have like I remember we were in Epcot and we were going through like the little, like on the little boat inside of like the little Aztec thing. I don't remember what the ride is called, but like you had to have an empty row in between you. Oh,
that's lovely.
The lines, they had nothing.
Girl, I don't do amusement parks. I know this might be shocking
to who? Who's it shocking to?
I was being sarcastic.
Okay.
I don't do amusement parks. Like my kids will go with their Mimi to an amusement park. I absolutely do not do Disney. I did it one time. Never again.
Oh, no, we'll do Disney. Like
we won't do Disney.
No, we won't do Disney. I mean, like my family will do Disney.
Yeah. No.
Well,
that's a no. But
maybe we can just go to like the Omni up in Amelia. You and I can just go to the Omni up in Amelia.
1,000% I'll be there. I'll even take my kids. I don't care. But
really?
I will not take them to an amusement park. I hate it. Like to me, it's like way too crowded. The lines are absurd.
Lines are absurd.
I'm like, what are we doing for the next 60 minutes while we wait in this 60-minute line? Like, I don't understand it. And then I'm like, how do you even have time to even ride more than 3 rides all day?
Yeah, we went with my sister-in-law one time and she like had the Genie Plus app, which I don't even think it's a thing anymore. And like she was like, all right, at 6 a.m. we're going to schedule this one. And then your alarm needs to be set for 11 and you need to schedule this one. And like all these, like there were schedules that we had to abide by to be able to get onto lines, to be able to get into lines without waiting in the line, like to be able to ride the rides. And I was like, this is
too much.
This is excessive.
And then I'm like, it would have to be completely mapped out for me. Like I wouldn't even have the wherewithal or energy to like actually plan out the whole day. And then I'd be like, just someone else do it for me and tell me where to be, I guess. And please make me not have to wait in any line.
I feel like the only way that you would do an amusement park would be to have like because they have like guided tours through amusement parks and they like put you to the front of the line.
That might work.
That would be the only way that you would go.
Yeah.
And enjoy yourself mildly.
Yeah. I remember being at Magic Kingdom because one of my best friends,
I
she
don't like
came
Magic
from Maryland.
Kingdom. It's too much.
Okay,
Magic
well,
Kingdom is
also,
too much.
I was
Epcot's one
like,
of the best.
can I get a beer in here or something? Like, this
It's a
is
dry park.
overstimulation. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is insane.
Yeah.
No alcohol there. The
Yeah.
one day I decided to meet at Disney.
Yeah, you can't go to Magic Kingdom's a dry park.
Yeah.
Like literally any of the other parks, you'd be good.
Yeah.
You'd be golden, but Magic Kingdom's a dry park.
I was just like, all right, well, we're in it. This is.
Yeah, I don't go to Magic Kingdom. My kids don't even like ask to go to Magic Kingdom. They like ask to go to like Epcot.
Yeah.
And
my kids just don't ask. They don't even know. I'm like, go ask Mimi. She got you.
My kids don't ask. They don't even know.
They don't even know. They'll be like, mom will not go there.
My kids definitely ask.
Yeah. Okay, wait. How do we get off topic? We were
I don't
talking
know.
about Disney and the good times.
The good times.
And how it's not going to be like that anymore.
It's never going to be like that anymore. And it really is so unfortunate. But it just is what it is. You know what we do? We pick up and we move on and we move forward with the hand that we're being dealt currently.
And I think as real estate agents, it's just managing the expectations of our sellers.
Yeah, absolutely. I think seller expectations is going to be huge. I mean, I think we've touched on this on previous podcasts where, you know, we're very upfront. We don't want to take on a listing. And most agents want to take a listing that's not going to sell because it's a waste
of time and money.
Yeah, it's a waste of time and money. We're fronting all of your costs. We're fronting all of our time to be able to put into this. And if it's not going to sell, there is no point. And all it causes is frustration and animosity.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, people think we aren't doing our job well enough.
Right. But we are doing our job. You just did not take the initial advice.
Yeah.
For pricing.
Pricing at the end of the day, it really does come down to pricing and getting the listing in front of as many people as possible.
Yeah. With the election that just happened and everyone, you know, New York has been definitely a hot topic with everybody and with the election that happened. And, you know, there's a lot of like jokes going on social media that people are going to be leaving New York. And even like New York agents are like, our clients are like trying to leave and, you know,
referral.
Hi. But we have a listing that I feel like would be a great listing for, you know, really like empty nesters. And I sent it out to like over 5,000 agents up in New York.
Yeah.
And like, it's just exposure. I mean, it might be a little jokey joke, but like, it's more exposure. Like people are seeing it. And I'm like, well, maybe like one person that's going to be moving from New York due to this.
Yeah. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
They may not see it otherwise.
Correct. I hope they see it.
I hope they do too. Let's get that thing
that was a very good idea.
Thank you. I try. All right. So inventory is up. We have some stats in front of us, so we may not be like looking right at each other all the time. So in July of 2025, NEFAR reported an active inventory of 8,882 properties in the 6-county region. That is up 10.7% from July 2024. So we're using stats that we have available to us. We don't want to give you BS stats. Homes are spending more time on the market. Median days on market right now in the Northeast Florida area is 43 days, and that was in July.
Yeah, it's more now.
It is more now. And then in earlier April data, in Duval County, the median days on market rose 32.8% to 39 days. So from April, which was the peak of the market, 39 days, and then July was 43 days. We're a little bit more than that now. Do you know what our median days on market is right now?
I don't. And I think it also, it changes by county. And also what I've realized is by price point, right?
Yes. And this is just blanketed. This is just
this is everything in one pot.
Everything.
Average.
We're not going over luxury. We are literally averaging out literally every single thing in 6 counties that is sold.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah. Like, and also I think things that have to be thought about is like when you're in a certain price point, you're very investor heavy, right? And you're cash heavy. When you're in another price point, you know, you're like family heavy. Like it's just going to be a specific kind of demographic. Yeah, there was actually the class that we took the other day. There were so many statistics in it, and it was very, very interesting based on who's getting a mortgage, who's buying, as like what your demographic is of what they're buying and how they're buying it. You know, because it was saying that I'm really trying to find it. Oh, yeah. It was talking about millennials and Gen Zers and boomers and all of that. Yeah. They were saying that the average age for people to be buying a house right now is 38 for first-time home buyers.
Yes.
And then they were talking about us as millennials, and they were saying, like, you really want to kind of focus on your millennial base because boomers, without saying it in any other kind of weird way, but they're like phasing out. Like they've already kind of gotten into their house that they are going to be in until they...
Yeah, they're more of at that retirement and estate transition.
Right.
For boomers, yeah. And then it's life events by age. We're going to go 50 to 60. You're empty nesters.
Yeah, they might come, they would come in and buy something because that's going to be like their forever home, you could say.
Yeah.
But then millennials were the people, he was saying that the average lifespan of a marriage is like 8 years or something like that. So he's like, people are either divorcing
or growing
their family. So that's like the age range. And it's like, so you're going to have a lot of people who are divorcing, then a lot of people who are having more kids and need a bigger house. So I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, Cody and I just beat up by 1 year. We just had our 9-year wedding anniversary last night. I was
congratulations.
Like, hey, we're making it.
We made it. We beat the statistic.
Well, we beat the statistic.
Here it is. Buyers are getting older. So repeat buyers in our area, the age is between 56 and 61. First-time buyers are actually 38 now.
Yeah.
The general consensus for first-time home buyers is 38.
So people, one, they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Like they can't afford houses. Like what is that, Gen Z? Below millennials? What's that?
Yeah, Gen Z.
Because we're millennials.
Yeah.
I'm an older millennial. You're a younger millennial.
Yeah, I'm almost a Gen Z.
Yeah. So Gen Zers, they're not buying until later in life. Sydney, you beat it all out of the water. How old were you when you bought your house?
20.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah, you're not the statistic.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I try not to be a statistic.
But
I also didn't have a baby at 16, so I also beat that statistic.
Killing it.
No shade to anyone that did.
Yeah.
Zero shade to anyone that did. Zero shade.
But
we love it because you guys are badasses. Actually, the people that are getting mortgages right now, the older cash buyers make up the biggest piece of the pie, but the ones still getting mortgages are between 30 and 39.
Yeah. And then they're the ones that kind of, so they were saying focus on your millennials a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where they were, what he was saying the other day. But then also he's like, stop wasting your time on these Gen Zers. So some lady said, so does that mean stop making TikToks? And he was like, that's a very good observation. Because I'm not really on TikTok.
Yeah. I'm not on TikTok.
Like, I mean, I'll watch the TikTok videos, but I'm on Instagram. No, I don't post on TikTok at all. Like Instagram, I don't know why it comes more natural to me. It's easier.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I was a Facebooker since, college. I was back when it was like you had to go to a college to even get Facebook.
Yeah.
It's the OG.
I was not. I was not.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's the stuff that's easier for me to post on because that's what I'm used to. But like your generation and younger, it's more like it's TikTok, but they're not buying houses.
No, because they can't afford them.
Right.
They cannot afford them. And I read something the other day, and I think that like people have like a skewed reality of affordability because, you hear from boomers, oh, like we could, my parents got a house on one income or we got a house on one income. And I was a school teacher and, my wife was a stay-at-home mom and we had 5 kids and we did just fine. And I'm like, well, your house cost $30,000. Like, that's a little bit different. And then there was another side of it was like, Gen Z is complaining about affordability and, never being able to afford a house. And, there's just, but like the other argument that boomers made was that it was that like, well, we stayed home and we had homemade clothes and we grinded down our own wheat for flour. And I'm like,
it's like over consumerism or whatever is what they're saying, that's kind of a point.
I mean, yeah, I could see the point to an extent, but like it also in this day and age, it is unrealistic to expect somebody to like, you can't afford the land to put chickens on to be able to have fresh eggs every morning that you don't have to go buy from a grocery store.
Right. And I'm also thinking like people who are, let's even think about this, people who are getting out of college, one, like, okay, I might be one of these people. My degree is in public and community health.
Mm-hmm.
How many times do you think I've used my degree or had to even prove my degree to someone for a job? One time. Since I graduated college in 2007. One time for a medical supply sales job. Other than that, I've never used it. And like, I would be one of those people that like, technically when you look at them, like you never even needed to go to college at the end of the day. Like, does it show some tenacity or whatever? Sure. But I think now we're moving into the day and age of like, you need to have a skill set.
Yeah.
You need to have like a license, whether it be in nursing, a doctor, a lawyer. I mean, I feel like lawyers even have it rough right now, but
yeah. But also, you know, we're getting to the point where like there's like low trades. I mean, like
electricians, plumbers,
carpenters, like all these things that we still need. People are not doing them anymore. Like Gen Z is not doing them anymore. Even millennials did not pick up and they were like, oh, I'm going to go become a plumber.
Yeah, because it was always told to us like, go to college.
And then
it's like, cool, now we're in debt.
Now we have no trades. I can't find a plumber to save my life. My toilet is overflowing. And
yeah, exactly.
And I am in incredible student loan debt.
Loan debt. And I don't think our parents were, at least mine. I think when mine went to college, they just paid their way through.
Yeah.
So it was one of those, like they didn't take out loans and have this ridiculous interest rate and like all these things. So when you're going to buy a house, then your debt to income ratio comes into play, right?
Yeah.
And so we, like this generation, I think it's happening later and later because of the student loans, because it takes longer to find a career path and whatever it is you're trying to do. So I don't know. There's lots I think there's a lot of pieces to that pie when it comes to affordability.
Yeah, 100%. We are totally getting off topic.
Yeah.
Like
I could go down a rabbit hole with that whole thing.
Yeah, we really could.
Yeah.
So like I said before, like between 2023 and 2025, we're pretty stable within our market. I mean, we haven't seen much of an influctuation of prices even. I mean, we've gone down slightly, but, you know, we're not seeing between like, I think it was like 2018 and 2020, we saw like a 20 or 30% increase in price. We've seen a pretty stable pricing for 2023 to 2025. Yeah. Ever so slightly downward, but like pretty stable, honestly. And then we are seeing stable homes sold. Now, this is all MLS data, so keep this in mind. Like, there could be things that are not on the MLS that have sold, but we're going strictly off of MLS data and like factual data that we can see. And for the Northeast Florida region, July 2025, the median single-family home price was $394,000, and closed sales were down 9.4% from the prior month. In July, we're kind of getting into a slower market. So Northeast Florida, we are heavily spring, right? You would agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
Spring is definitely our busiest time.
Beginning of summer.
Yeah, beginning of summer, because like we are very school driven here. Like we're very family oriented here. And so in saying that, like July kind of ticks down a little bit because people want to be settled into their homes by July.
I would agree with that. I'm actually looking up the average income in Northeast Florida. The average household income in Northeast Florida is approximately $78,158, while the per capita income is $41,761. Oh. I would be very interested to hear how much that has increased, with also in regards to how much housing has increased.
Absolutely.
Over the years. That would be a really interesting stat to look up. It
really would. And then, so statewide in Florida for September 2025, median single family existing homes were on average 410,000, which was essentially flat year over year. But what that also tells me is that Northeast Florida is still pretty affordable because our average home price was $394,000. Okay, so sellers really shouldn't assume to have a large price gain. You know, right now, the market is really more about stabilization, and it's more about stabilization than you are doubling values.
Yeah, this is the time to like chill in your home for a while.
Yeah, and pricing is crucial. I mean, it is literally everything. At the end of the day, right now, all it boils down to is pricing. Yeah. Maybe incentives, but still incentives can be tied into pricing. Like, because at the end, it is your money. Like incentives are going to be a financial incentive, whether it be for interest rates or whatever. We kind of talked about affordability a little bit. We could go county by county. So in St. Johns County, the median home price in July was $592,000.
Really?
Yep. 54 days on market, and there's a 5.4 month of supply. And so can you kind of explain what month of supply is?
Yeah. It's basically how many buyers are in the market versus homes.
Yes. So if every buyer that is in the market approved were to purchase a home.
Also, that's kind of a hard statistic to figure out how
really
many
is.
buyers we have in the market. But
Yeah, it is. But I mean, just about average.
Yeah.
In Putnam County, the median home price was $257,500 in July, and the days on market was 58, and the active inventory was 7.4 months of supply.
Wow.
St. Johns County and Putnam County are literally like right next to each other. Like Putnam County is just south of St. Johns.
So when we talk also about a balanced market, technically 6 months of supply is a balanced market.
Yeah.
But people are feeling like it's a buyer's market right now, which it definitely is moving in that direction. It's more of a buyer's market than it has been in a while.
So Putnam County would be considered more of a buyer's market than St. Johns County. St. Johns County is a balanced market. I mean, I know that Megan, we recently put an offer in on a house for a client, and it was in multiple offer situation within the first day on market, and it's because it was priced appropriately.
It's priced really well. She did a really good job.
Yeah. And I mean, I know that like I would rather have multiple offers in my house than it just sit and be frustrated.
Yes. Yeah.
Listen to your realtors.
Yes. Yeah.
They're not there to like make you lose money, because if we can do that, then we can really control the narrative of the sale. You put the power back in your hands when you price your home appropriately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Market conditions differ widely. Like high-end coastal markets are going to be different than more affordable inland new construction cookie cutter houses, right? Like, I mean, we can go over to Neptune or Jack's Beach and go get, a multi-million-dollar home right on the ocean, and it's going to be a totally different story than going over to Putnam County and getting, a cookie cutter home.
Yeah, I would agree.
You're going to see more competition with more rare high-end homes usually.
Usually, yeah. And with those, a lot of times it just takes the right buyer too, which is a lot of networking on our end, and then also getting it in front of the right eyes. But that's one of those that it's like they have to be able to afford it, first of all. So that's a small percentage. It's just finding the right buyer, I think. Very unique. Sometimes
100%. So pricing right now is more important than ever, but also condition and presentation.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah. Because
let's talk about normal maintenance compared to.
You can price the house well, right? And like you can price it under market value where like you think you should be. But if your house, like I think honestly, a big thing that I see with buyers is smell and clutter. But like smell for me, if the house smells odd, it is like an immediate no.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Immediate no.
Definitely have some air fresheners or like do something like that. But also just be clean.
Like I kind of talk.
That's an awkward conversation to have with sellers.
It is. I've had to have the conversation several times. Actually, there was one that I am like thinking of, and I went on a listing appointment at this house like 3 or 4 different times. And it was a really unfortunate situation of what happened. It was right on the water. It's on this like beautiful big lake, and I had a dock, and like, I mean, the house was okay. Like, I mean, it was built, they customized it and everything, but there was 7 or 8 dogs and like 6 or 7 cats. And I don't think they ever let them outside to go to the bathroom.
Oh God.
And it was like a little bit of a hoarder situation. Not like a little bit, actually, I'm being nice. It was a hoarder situation, and I made recommendations, and they were very understanding of the recommendations. I am a very matter-of-fact person, in a lot of ways, very blunt. And when I have to hold my breath to even go into a home and then breathe into my sleeve and hope to God I can manage it, that is bad. Like, it was a hazard walking through the house, actually.
Yeah.
That's not me being mean. That was just me being completely honest about the situation. I was like, this is a biohazard. Like,
it always gets me in those situations because I'm like, do you not know?
I think like,
Or
I
like,
mean,
why are you okay with this?
I don't know if they're even okay with it. I think that at that point they become blind to it. Like, I
It
think
just
that
is what it is.
yeah, and I think that there's like a lot of mental health things that can happen too. A lot of just health issues that can happen that can prevent this, you know. I don't judge. It's, you know, like I'm just there to help. I want to help you make sure that you get the right price for the home, right?
Yeah.
And like we're going to work towards this. So my recommendation was to basically rip drywall out, get the baseboards off, replace the flooring. If there was any subflooring that needed to be replaced, go ahead and do that. Any soft items that were in the home, get them out. You know, like really, really clean the home, prime, paint, everything, ceilings, walls. Didn't care what it was. Like I needed everything to be redone in this house for us to even be able to sell it. Like even put it on the market and have someone go in and not have to have them sign. What is it? I lost it.
It's like I know what you're talking about. Dang it, what's it called? It's when you have to, a waiver of liability.
Yeah. Yeah. A liability waiver. And so they did that. And I got a call.
Remember the stairs?
Oh yeah, no, I do. 5 weeks later, I get a call, and I had checked in with them, of course. Hey, can you come back out? We have done all of your suggestions. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I have done this so many times. Like, I cannot wait. It was my third time going out there. I had gotten them a junk removal company. It was like my contracters that like went out there. It was everything. And I was like, okay, this is going to be awesome. I'm so excited to see what this looks like because it was a beautiful home walking into it. It was just not maintained.
Yeah.
It still took my breath away walking into it because the smell was still so bad. And I had to talk to the daughter, and they were older. I had to talk to the daughter about it. She was one kind of handling everything. And we were going over comps, and she was pulling up comps around the water. And, you know, there was like, this was years and years ago, mind you. So there was one at like 700-ish. There was another one at like 900. And I pulled up a land comp. And I was like, we need to be somewhere around here. And she was like, what? No, there's a house on it. And I was like, this house isn't livable. I was like, it's biohazard. I was like, I don't even feel comfortable having people walk through here. I was like, even though all of this work was done, the fact that it's still so putrid tells me that it is like even further into the home than we can gather. And I was like, the bathrooms weren't redone, which is probably where the smell was coming. Like I couldn't, the fact that you couldn't source the smell told me so much more that I needed to know. And I mean, like, it was so much so that like every time I went over there, I ended up just getting rid of the clothes that I would wear over there. Like I wouldn't even bother washing them. Like, you know, when a nurse works in like a med surge unit, look, they're taking their clothes off at the garage or at their like door, and they are like literally immediately putting them into the washing machine. I just immediately took mine and just threw them away. That is like how gross.
So how much did it sell for?
It actually didn't. I kept on looking because I felt like I offended them by saying it was land value.
Oh, so you didn't get the listing?
Nobody got the listing. They just never listed it.
Oh.
I think that they just ended up keeping it in the family and just, I hope that they did. I mean, like, but I have literally checked public record and it has never sold or anything like that. And I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just, someone needed to be upfront with them. And I know that they had other realtors that came there and told them different prices. But the fact that like, I don't think anybody ever put it to them like, this is a biohazard. And if you sell it like this may be a liability for you.
Yeah.
But I had their best interest at heart.
Yeah.
Like, this house is not going to sell for this. I would rather have realistic expectations because I'm about to put a lot of money into this. I would rather have a rendering from a builder of what I can do on this multi-acre lot on the water.
Right.
And like, we could sell it with a builder package.
Yeah.
But like, and I could probably get you more money that way.
Yeah.
But nobody's going to live in this house.
Oof.
Like if
7 dogs.
Seven dogs. And I don't think they ever went outside.
It was probably the cat smell. I don't do cat.
I'm allergic to cats. It was a combination of things.
I feel like also when you're living in a house, like you live that way, you don't really smell it.
No, you go nose blind.
Yeah.
It's like the smell is still burned into my nose 7 years later. So presentation and condition still matter.
Yeah.
Like they still
and like
matter.
curb appeal is great, but at the end of the day, like maintenance,
Maintenance goes a long
Maintenance
way.
goes a long way. So actually, curb appeal is really good because you can't sell a house if it looks like a trash can on the outside, right?
Yeah.
But when you get inside, like there are basic things that are just maintenance. For instance, your roof age. Like now you can't even get insured if it's over 12 years old. Even at 12 years, like
it's so hard. Yeah. Florida
yeah.
insurance is no joke.
Yeah, and then we're talking about HVAC regular maintenance. Also, if it's on 10 years old in Florida, like we're getting to the end of its life, and I think each brand actually has like a different life expectancy, so to speak. We're talking about that in the appraisal class as well. Water heaters, that's a big one also for insurance, but like keeping up with like the paint or even like the baseboards or whatever, like
pressure washing.
Yeah, I mean,
like
that's
literally
just basic maintenance. So like when you're going to sell a home, like those are all the things really that should be done or updated before anything else.
Yes, 110%.
Like if someone can't get it insured or is going to have a hard time with it, you got to come correct somewhere.
Like, you can put lipstick on a pig, but at the end of the day, it's still a pig.
Yeah, and a new roof is like that's important, and like I understand it's expensive, but those are things that are expected to be maintained over the course of you owning a home.
And it doesn't necessarily get you, like, that's maintenance. It's not improvements.
Right.
There is a difference in maintenance and improvements. Maintenance is roof, HVAC, water heater. Improvements are, redoing a kitchen to the nines. Like, not just redoing a kitchen
new flooring, new nice flooring.
Yes. Like upgrades, updates. Also, updates and upgrades are two different things too.
Right.
Like, you can update something to be more like within the times. Yeah. But like upgrades are like going above and beyond. Like you're having a waterfall marble over your kitchen counter. That is an upgrade. Or if you're just doing standard quartzite on your countertops, which is like not even an inch thick, that's just an update to get it from your Formica. You know what I mean? So there are different levels of things too. So like it, maintenance and upgrades are two different things as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's a common misconception among sellers.
Yeah. And let's say like you are at the point you're a seller and you're in the market and you don't want to go down on your price, right? You're like, I don't want to mess up my neighbor's comps. Like you're being conscious of that, which is very nice. But like you can also do concessions. So like you can still go to the price that you need to go to, but you can go to in a different way. As long as your home is going to appraise within comp value, you can also offer concessions to buyers to make your home more appealing and affordable to your demographic.
Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely get creative with it.
And so also understanding where your target buyer pool is coming from. Who is relocating to Northeast Florida?
Right.
Like your realtor should be putting out things like I said, I sent it out to New York, partially as a joke, but also we have a lot of people from New York that do relocate here. I think our biggest ones coming in right now, actually international is huge for us right now, but we have Georgia, Texas, California, and New York are still influxing to Florida and Northeast Florida quite a bit. I think Ohio and New Jersey are two big ones as well.
Yeah. We started slowing down though.
Yeah, we have.
People coming to Florida.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think we mentioned insurance. Megan mentioned about the roof. You need to watch your local insurance taxes and your cost of ownership.
Yeah.
Especially in Florida, because our insurance here we're going to have an insurance guy on soon.
Yeah. Justin's coming on soon.
We're going to dive into insurance.
Yeah. We're going to get into Florida and Northeast Florida insurance for sure.
Yeah. And then really being realistic. Sellers have got to be realistic with ideal scenarios.
Yeah.
Like multiple offers would be an ideal scenario.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.